Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about the Lakers and the Clippers struggling, losing games, and the city's on fire right now. First off, let's address the Lakers. I made a video a few days back, maybe a week or so, saying LeBron would never win another chip as a Laker. And some dudes in the comment, talking about cap. I don't know what I'm talking about. Going off. And here we are now. Fast forward to today. The Lakers got blown out by the Magics, followed up with being blown out by the Rockets. LeBron is out here at almost 40 trying to play Superman. And AD, as always, is injured. The Lakers play no defense. Nobody plays defense. Austin Reeves couldn't guard a park sign. D'Lo can't guard anybody. So the team has no defense, and they struggled to rebound the ball last night. So they got blown out in back-to-back games against teams that they're supposed to beat. The Magics, they're supposed to beat that team. The Rockets, they're supposed to beat that team. But here's the issue. Whenever the Lakers play teams that's younger, they're fast, they could go up and down the court, they're athletic, they have youth on their side, they always get destroyed, especially without AD. No AD to rim protect, keep dudes out the paint, block shots. It's a wrap. And I don't care what LeBron does. He has no impact. And he's just old. LeBron is old. And that's the fact of the matter. I know a lot of Laker fans are optimistic. And they still believe in LeBron. I understand the optimism. But guess what? He's old. He can't do much. Yes, when AD is in the lineup, LeBron could do a little bit more because AD's there. So it gives him more room to operate. But you take away AD, LeBron comes back down to earth, and he's a regular player. And you could see it, no impact. And they're just not a good team right now. They're just not a good team. And that's crazy because during the offseason, with all the moves they made, they brought in Christian Woods, they brought in Prince, Cam Reddish, and a slew of other players. I'm thinking, the Lakers are going to be very good this season, this upcoming season. And so far, I can't see it. Truth be told, the Lakers won like 3 games they should have lost, honestly. With AD in the lineup, they won about 3 games they should have lost. This team is not good, man. They can't play any defense. They can't guard anybody. And LeBron is still the best player on the team at almost 40. That should be AD, but for some reason, AD can't seem to rise to the occasion, take over and be the alpha that we want him to be. But then again, it has to be in you. You can't just ask somebody to be an alpha. So the Lakers are out here looking, terrible, stinking it up. Got ran off the court last night by the Rockets. A few days back, ran off the court by the Magics. And it's a shit show, man. It's terrible. And I hate to say it, but I told you so. I told you so. LeBron is not winning any more championship as a Laker. He had his run. It was great, but it's over. AD's hurt, he's soft, he's always injured, and he's unreliable. So the fact they re-signed AD to $186 million, that was a big mistake, a huge mistake, because we all knew eventually he would be injured or he wouldn't play up to the level that we need him to. He's just not that person. He's not an alpha. He's not that guy. He's a great player, have all the talent in the world, but AD's not an alpha. He's not somebody who's going to carry a team, lead your team. And I don't know why they invest that money in AD. And just 7-8 games into the season, and here we go. AD's already hurt. LeBron is still trying to play Batman, Superman. Austin Reeves can't guard anybody. He's a good player, but he has no defense. D'Lo has no defense. And in general, the team has no defense. They can't guard anybody. They also struggle to make shots. The 3-ball last night was atrocious. They shot like 23% or something like that. So they can't shoot threes and they can't play defense. And they got out-rebounded last night. That's a recipe for disaster. You're not going to win games if you can't guard anybody, you can't stop anybody, and you can't shoot the 3-ball. In today's NBA, it's a wrap. So the Lakers are in big trouble. I know it's early on in the season. Like last year, they turned it around, made it to the Western Conference Finals. So I'm not trying to jump the gun, but this early bad start is a telling tale of what's to come. This team is just not very good. I thought they were good based off all the moves they made. I figured Christian Woods would, back up AD. They brought Prince in and a slew of other players. And I'm thinking the Lakers, oh, okay. They're going to be good this year. But that hasn't been the case, man. And they're terrible. And LeBron can't save them. I know some of you delusional LeBron fans think, he's Superman. He can't save him. He's too old. He could give you 30. It wouldn't matter. He could give you 40. It wouldn't matter. Some nights he's going to give you a virtuoso and he looks superhuman, but most nights that's not going to be the case, man. He's old. They got to realize this. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. He could still play, but he's old. LeBron is almost 39 years old. Basically almost 40. He can't give you much, man. He could give you something in spurts, but he can't carry a team. And with AD injured, now everything rests on LeBron. And as you can see by last night and the previous game, no AD, it's a wrap. Even though AD is not an alpha, he doesn't have it in him. He's not a dog. He's not going to carry a team. He's not built like that. But his presence on the floor means everything. You get defense, you get points, rebounds. He keeps other players out the paint. He deters players. So you get a lot from AD just being on the court. So the fact that he's injured, it's a wrap for the Lakers. It's a wrap. So if I'm Genie Boss, Rob Pelinka, at the trade deadline, I'm letting AD go, man. The writing been on the wall for like 3-4 seasons now, and they can't seem to see it. They got the bubble championship, luckily, because the circumstances were right. They got the bubble championship. But that's it, man. They're not winning another chip. They're not winning another chip if AD is supposed to be your number one. He's not your number one. He's a number two. And LeBron trying to be number one is not going to work. He's too old. The impact is not the same. So the Lakers right now is going through it, man, and I don't know what they're going to do. If I'm Genie Buss and Rob Pelinka, I'm going to shop AD this trade deadline. I'm sorry, man. You got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to shop AD and see what we could get and start rebuilding for the future. Now, let's get on to the Clippers, man. I knew signing James Harden would have been a problem. I know it's only 2 games in. They got to figure some things out, develop chemistry, move some pieces around. But I knew signing James Harden was going to be a problem. Everywhere he go, it's an issue. He don't play defense, number one. We know if you tell him to come off the bench, he's going to pout. So I don't know how they would be like, Harden, we need you to come off the bench. He's not going to go for that. Harden is trying to be a starter, and he's not going to do what's best for the team. Even if that means he got to be the 6th man and come off the bench. He's not going to do that. You can't ask Russ to come off the bench. I mean, I'm sure Russ would come off the bench, but either way, that would make him feel away. So the Clippers are in a tough spot right now, man. They had a good team. They didn't need Harden. Thought they was good the way they were, but they decided, let's go get Harden, trying to fast food microwave the process. All they need is for Kawhi and PG to stay healthy. They already have pieces in place. They didn't need Harden. They brought him in. So far, they're 0-2. They lost to the Knicks. They lost to the Nets. Both New York teams. And it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. But everybody knew this was going to happen. They should have never traded for James Harden. Should have kept what they had. Maybe get a few pieces at the trade deadline, but they should have kept their core and not mess with that. But they decided to go out and bring Harden in, and now they have problems. They're 0-2, and it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good in LA right now for the Lakers or the Clippers. On top of that, they have too many guards. Too many guards. They're too small, number one. Now they're really small when they brought Harden in. And it's just not looking good, man. Truth be told, I can't see the Clippers re-signing Kawhi and PG. I just can't see it. Like, why would you re-sign Kawhi and PG? They haven't won in 4 or 5 seasons. So why would you sign up for the same thing again? Kawhi is always hurt. PG is always hurt. They can't seem to bring you a championship. So why would you reinvest in that situation? After this season, I can't foresee the Clippers re-signing both their superstars. I could be wrong, but I just can't see it, man, because they can't stay healthy. It's not about their game. They're both great players. It's not their game, it's the fact they can't stay healthy. And if you're not available on the floor, it's no point. I'd rather have a decent player or a very good player who's available than players who are superstars that can't stay healthy. Because if they're not on the court, it's pointless. As you can see, the Harden effect. I knew bringing in James Harden would have ruined everything. Bringing in James Harden is like bringing in a virus to your team, your organization. And somehow the Clippers thought this was a good idea. I know it's early, it's only 2 games, it's a small sample size, but I just don't think they need Harden. And somebody got to come off the bench. You're starting PG, Kawhi, Zubac, Russ, and Harden. The team is too small. On top of that, there's too much offense on the floor. You need to relegate somebody to the bench. And obviously, I'm thinking Harden should come off the bench. But how would you have that conversation? Because he's not trying to come off the bench. And the amount of money they're paying him, you can't have him come off the bench. So this is a bad situation the Clippers put themselves in. Ruined their team. They had good wings in Batum, Morris. They had a good, solid foundation, and they ruined their team to bring James Harden in. Trying to stack the deck, thinking, more superstars mean better. No, that's not always the case. More superstars don't always mean better. You need players who are willing to play their role, put their ego to the side, players that fit what you're trying to do. But if you're going to bring a player in who's egotistical, who thinks he's the man, claims he is the system, you think he's going to come off the bench when you ask him, Harden, can you come off the bench? No, he's not going to come off the bench. Or he's going to pout, and it's going to be issues. He's going to poison the locker room. But hey, this is what they signed up for. They should have left Harden in Philly, let somebody else deal with him. But no, and so far it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good in LA, period. The Lakers look terrible. The Clippers look terrible. Both teams look terrible. And this whole situation is a mess. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.